customers spend are on gold pages, and we believe that it is a bit lower and it's going down. So our aim is to change from defensive mode, where we try to defend our budget, to an offensive mode, whereas we aim at the entire advertising budget. We don't look for the 30,000 shekels that we fight for, but we aim at the 200,000 shekels that the customers spend. And why is that? Because the customer buys SEO and SEM services from one guy, Yellow Pages from another guy, he buys local radio jingles from the third guy, he buys billboards from the fourth guy, local ads in newspaper from the fifth guy, and so on and so forth. So he spends a lot of time. Each one makes his own margin on the customer. The customer at the end of the day spends money, spends time, and he does it on things he doesn't understand in. He doesn't work in advertising and marketing. The plumber knows how to fix tubes. So at the end of the day, what we aim is at controlling the entire advertising budget of the customer. Why did we go to this market? Well, it's natural. First, the advertising market in Israel for small, medium businesses is completely unaddressed. Only the Fortune 1000 firms in Israel work with an ad agency. But the typical plumber, he doesn't work with an ad agency. Nobody actually represents him. He buys, as I mentioned, each component independently from the media. Secondly, as I mentioned, we go there because Google, at least in Israel, is not active in that field. Google is concentrated on selling AdWords. Google does it through a vast array of dealers, but Google doesn't sell local newspaper ads. It doesn't sell ads on buses. It doesn't sell billboards or local billboards. It doesn't provide the customers with flyers and magnets and everything the customer needs. Google is doing AdWords. It's not active in this field, and that's why we need to be there before they come. It's a huge market because the customer spends top one third of his budget on golden pages or on yellow pages. And that's why the market is approximately 3 times, and we know that in Israel this is the case. It's a huge market, 3 times or 4 times the volume of our business. And it's also natural because we possess all the relevant assets. As I mentioned, we have the sales force in place. The sales guy that we hire sells advertising solution to the customer. He is there. He knows how to talk to him. We are in the advertising business. Why not extending what we are selling today? Why just trying to protect our budget instead of going to the entire budget? And lastly, we believe that in the decreasing business we are working in, if we will be able to pull this off correctly, then eventually we will gain a leading position in this interesting market, and we believe it will may strengthen the relations we have with our customers, and eventually churn will decrease and loyalty will increase because the customer will be dependent on us. And it's a complete change of mindset in the relationship between the customer and golden pages. At the end of the process, this is an ambitious sentence, we intend to become the largest advertising agency in Israel. And why do we become the largest? Simply because there is no advertising agency in Israel, at least, with 40,000 customers. The largest advertising agencies in Israel, most probably they have hundreds of customers. Of course, those are corporates with huge advertising volumes, but in terms of customers, we intend to become the largest advertising agency in Israel. It means that we are changing. We are transforming to become something which is greater than what we are today. Now, we no longer want to be just a Yellow Pages publisher because it will not last for many years. Why are we doing it? And it is a summary. We are doing it because we understood, and it's coming from the mouth of a company that went online very, very aggressively and rapidly. And believe it or not, we did it correctly. We did it by the book. We did everything that was supposed to be done in order to shift the business from a print-based business into an online company. And then, I'm telling you, this is simply not enough. On the long run, it cannot exist. And therefore, we understand that the Yellow Pages business, as we see it, alone, unless it changes, cannot sustain the shift from print to other means. Because the print is going down rapidly. I would even use the phrase, in a way, collapsing. A decrease of 20%, 25% a year, or 15% is a collapse. We also understand, as I mentioned, we have to be where Google isn't, because this is the biggest threat on our business, and we have to bind the customers with other services we receive in order for the customer to stay linked to us, or in other words, we have to stay linked to the customers. And the last sentence is quite harsh once more, because we believe that unless we will change on the long run, there is no real justification on the long run for a Yellow Pages business as we know it today to exist. There are substitute products that are sometimes superior than our product, and the industry as we know it, or the Yellow Pages business as we know it, with a combination of print and internet, will or can become irrelevant in 5 or 7 years ahead, and that's why we need to transform, and we need to do it now. Now comes the question, why will it succeed? There's a risk we're taking. We believe we created a triple win situation, whereas it's quite obvious why is it good for us, but we believe it's very good for the customer as well, because he spent time and money on things he's not understanding, and it's also a win situation for the media channels. If we look at this analysis, we believe that there is a weak threat for new entrants to enter this market. And why is that? Just because they don't have the sales force, most of them don't have the sales force in place, and don't have a superior brand which is well appreciated by the customers. Now, we invented 41 years in building, establishing, maintaining, and training sales force, and we invested 41 years and many dozens of millions of dollars on brand building. We believe it's an entry barrier, and that's why we believe that there is a low threat here for new entrants to enter this game. For the buyers, which are the customers, where we believe that for the first time in many years, we change from defensive mode to offensive mode. And in some respect, in some aspects, the customer needs this service, okay? Because we understand better the marketing and advertising and media markets than our customers. We have more information than our customer. And most importantly, guys, we represent 40,000 customers. So our bargaining power, we have an economy of scale. The prices we will get from the media channels are far, far lower than the price the customer will get. And we know it for a fact. So the customer can save money, save time, save the hassle,